Suicide or God taketh away. Which one is better? I'm going to talk about a subject in a few minutes that could take volumes and volumes of books to cover in a good way. But I think it's a different perspective that we must have to resolve this issue. That yes, sometimes, a lot of times, there's a good argument that suicide was unnecessary. But in many other cases, a suicide or assisted suicide could have been a much better choice. The last 8 years of my grandmother's life were bedridden in bed, no pleasures for 8 years. She couldn't walk, she couldn't even talk. And it would be much better for her life, I think, if, of course, it would have been her choice too, but if she had died 8 years younger than she did. Because she actually had a pretty good life up until that time, before those 8 years. But if you ask yourself, what is the purpose of life? I've asked this question of many, many people. And sometimes the purpose comes out right away. The purpose of my life is to be happy, you know. Sometimes you have to go question after question before you get down to purpose is to be happy. So if this is the purpose of life, and if you're in a condition and there's good reason to believe that that condition is not going to change, then suicide is a much better way to end your life until waiting just till you give out, And we easily justify mankind or us taking actions to extend our life to there's a phrase, I think, God giveth and God taketh away. Well, we don't seem to mind to add to the giveth part, but we seem to object to the taketh away part. But I suggested the same. And if you're in so much suffering and so much pain, and there's really no prospect or any good prospect of that changing, then I think suicide or assisted suicide can be a very humane and a valuable option to consider. And I know it would be a big choice of courage, or it can be a choice of courage the other way. I have stories in my life of different people who've gone to, people who take some action and they were able to actually get out of their depression and from that point live a great life. But there's other cases where people just gone on and on and on, and it actually would have been better if they committed suicide much earlier, or even if they never committed suicide. That would have been a better option for them. But because we make suicide wrong and we make keeping going right, it's something that we can't evaluate on a more even and wise basis. So I'm not suggesting that the decision is not a difficult decision sometimes, but that is a decision that we should put in our hands and to take seriously as a very important decision of our life. Thank you.